Next up is the Tina Games. Tina, could you tell us what committees you represent?
Oh, what committees I represent, what I'm serve on, is the Harwich Cultural Council, Charter Bylaws and Review Committee. I was formerly on this wonderful committee, the Voter Information Committee, but I'm here today to talk about the Harwich Cultural Council.
Great. Tell us a little bit about the Harwich Cultural Council and your role.
Well, I am the chair of the Harwich Cultural Council, and it's important to know that we are one of 329 local cultural councils. Oh. So we have a very interesting dynamic because we have our local relationship and one to the state. So we have a responsibility to kind of serve in these two capacities. And we are charged, our big thing for the Harwich Cultural Council is we're charged with allocating grant funds for community-based projects. Mm-hmm. That is our number one thing. We're also stewards of cultural projects, initiatives in the community, and we are partners with a lot of these different projects. And recently, as you know, we came into the Cultural Compact. Mm-hmm. So we're now working with Cindy Williams, Charlene, the town planner, and looking at putting together 2 cultural districts, which we are very excited about.
A lot of very exciting work in your committee right now.
Yes, yes.
Can you tell us a bit when you meet, what time you meet?
Yes,
we
meet Thursdays, the second Thursday of every month at 4:30 at the Harwich Cultural Center in the art room. So you can go upstairs. They are, of course, public meetings, and we welcome anybody, that has an interest in arts and culture to come and observe our meetings, ask questions, see what we're doing. Maybe even join the Cultural Council?
Yeah, speaking of that, how many vacancies do you have now in June when our fiscal year ends?
We currently have 1 vacancy. We just received 3 appointments, which we are very excited about, mm-hmm. just with the way people are lining up and their exits. So we have 1 vacancy. But in June, we will have 3 more vacancies. Yeah. We have term limited, and again, the interesting thing about the Harwich Cultural Council, because we work with the state, we can only serve, and this is a state mandate, we can only serve 6 years. Mm-hmm. And then we have to come off, and we can take a year off and come back if we choose to do that. So everybody that serves on the Cultural Council can only be there for a maximum of 6 years.
What are helpful experiences or skills that an applicant would be good to have?
I think first and foremost, an interest in arts and culture. And we've got artists on our council. We have advocates. We have writers. Anybody that might have an interest. We have business people. Mm-hmm. Anyone who has an interest in arts and culture would do really well on the Cultural Council.
Great. Anything else you want to add, Tina?
Yes. We are doing a community assessment right now. We're required by the state to do this every 3 years, and we'd like to know from the community, what do you want to see the Cultural Council doing? We do have a pot of money, and I'll explain this very quickly how this works, but the money that is given to the Cultural Council comes from 3 different sources. We have an allocated amount that the state gives us every year, and then the town gives us. We're one of the very few cultural councils across the Commonwealth that actually gets money from our local town or city. And we're very proud of that because that shows an interest to everybody that Harwich is really invested in arts and culture. It's also one of the big reasons we got the Cultural Compact is because we already have this. So we have a pot of money that comes from the Commonwealth, a small pot, and they're not real big pots of money, but a small pot that comes from the town, and we do our own fundraising. So every year we take a look at this in September and October, mm-hmm. and we look at this and decide how much we're going to give for grants in that next fiscal year. And then we put that out and put the process out so people can apply. But we're currently doing an assessment out to the community. It's on the town website. So I invite everybody to just go on to the town website, to the Cultural Council page. Right. And on the left, you'll see a tab, a link that will take you to the assessment. And we want to know, with this amount of money, where would you like to see it go? And we've got different categories, we've got different age groups. Mm-hmm. We're very interested in hearing from the community how would you like to see this money being used? You know, for the seniors, for example, maybe there are projects there, or for our teenagers, or for our preschools, or kids with disabilities. You know, where would you like for us to serve in this way, in an arts and cultural type of way?
Wonderful.
Just one follow-up.
Yes.
You mentioned that you got 3 new members, so you have 4 now. You're looking for 1 more full-time?
Yes.
And then we can also put 2 alternates on.
Ah, yes, that's a
as
good
well.
idea.
And
That's a great
alternates
idea.
would be non-voting members, but they would be able to participate in the meetings, and it's a training ground. So for anyone that is interested in this, but maybe a little bit intimidated, it's important to go to these meetings, and we can put you on as an alternate, or you can just be a participant in the audience.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Could you, real quick, just explain where the cultural districts are going to be?
Yes, I
Proposed
can.
cultural
Yep,
districts.
absolutely. We've are looking at 2 right now. One is Harwich Port, so you've got the whole Main Street Harwich Port. So that district, pretty much from going down toward where the Ember is all the way up, you've got that whole strip. So that's one. The other one is going to be Harwich Center, which we're very excited about because there's a lot of potential there in Harwich Center. And so much is happening there right now, and we're so excited that all of this is aligning. But if you look where the cultural center is and you take it all the way through town, going past Brooks Library, it kind of goes down, picks up the community center, the high school, White House Field, so all of that area. And it's interesting when you look at these 2 districts because they have 2 different personalities. If you're looking at Harwich Center, there's a lot of culture, a lot of history. And then when you look at Harwich Port, you see a lot of the artists and the creative businesses. And so they have 2 very different personalities. And people come to these areas for very specific reasons. And we were talking actually recently, particularly in Harwich Center, how much traffic goes through there. When Massachusetts Cultural Council was visiting us, this was a couple months ago, they set up a little kind of webcam for, I think it was like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, but they were getting all of this traffic. There is so much potential there that, we're really excited that if so many of these things come together, like the Harwich Center Initiative, there's a lot of potential there. So we've got a lot of partners around the table, including the Cultural Council and the Cultural Compact, and we're all working together, to bring the possibilities.
Wonderful.
So it's a very exciting time, very exciting.
Well, I just want to thank you. Obviously, if you look at Cultural Council on a piece of paper, it doesn't sound very exciting, but you guys are doing a lot of work,
Yeah.
a
You
lot
can
of
see
very
what-
important
right.
work. So this
And
is
you can see
great
why
for
we
them.
miss Tina on Voter Information Committee.
Yes.
Can't you?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
thank
Yeah,
you.
good to see you again.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.